morning. Steph here with Mer Magic Healing. Doing this off of my personal page so that it's open to everybody. Welcome to day 1 of Divine Peace mini series. It's a 3-day guided meditation journey into our masculine and feminine energies, and then bringing the two into harmony and balance. Because so today we're going to focus on the masculine, right? Because when we feel safe and supported within our own masculine energy, we can then feel safe to sink into our own divine feminine energy to create and nurture and love. And so then we feel that wholeness and that oneness within ourselves, as opposed to feeling like we have to look for it from outside sources, right? And when you feel whole and complete within yourself, then you show up more into the world and you show up for your own life. And, you no longer feel like you have to ask for permission or, your validation from everybody else. You make confident choices. You trust your judgment and your intuition. You know how to be your own best friend. You take yourself on dates and you go on adventures, and it's about loving all parts of you, right? And so today with the masculine energy, the masculine is an archetypal force, right? It's not a gender. Like the feminine, it is a creative force that lives within all men and women. When this masculine force within us gets out of balance, it becomes rigid and dominating. When it is wounded, it is driven to hold on to its perception of reality and becomes an inner tyrant to our feminine, our intuition, feelings, and body. The only way a human can heal this imbalance within themselves is to bring the light of consciousness into the darkness. She and he must be willing to face and name her shadow tyrant and let it go. The challenge is not one of conquest, but acceptance. Of accepting your nameless, unloved parts to have become tyrannical because you left them unchecked. We can't go through life blindly. We have to examine all of the conflicting parts of ourselves. Each one of us has dragons lurking in the shadows. The strength to sustain awareness and the suffering of conflict is to be able to surrender oneself to it. It is the job of the heroine to enlighten the world by loving it, starting with yourself. We continue by saying that since many of us have adapted this masculine archetyped energy as the dominating force of our psyche, we have adapted a perfectionist attitude, which has little tolerance for what is less than perfect. So it makes it incredibly painful to be able to look at or even accept our shadows because of this fierce striving of perfection. I know that one. Holy shit, have I ever gotta be perfect. It's gotta, I'm a Leo, right? So it's gotta look this way and it's gotta be this way and it's gotta yeah, I had to learn to let that go. Morning, Kenny. Welcome to shifting into our divine masculine energy. So we make a point, right, that perfection doesn't allow you to embrace the whole picture or to ever feel whole, because if you are perfect, you cannot be complete, because you must leave out all of the imperfections of your nature. So this regimented perfectionist masculine energy, which becomes dominant, does not allow for the recognition of the imperfect parts of ourselves. And guess what? We all got them. The key is gentle acceptance of it all. Accept yourself for every part of it, because through the reverence and gentleness, lovingness of ourselves in our unflattering forms, we shatter the illusion and regain balance and wholeness, right? So when you recognize that the ego acknowledges itself as a recipient and channel of a destiny flowing from a deep, mysterious ground of being, which is the source of both terror and revulsion, as well as the beautiful play of life. It also speaks of moving beyond duality, because it takes sides. If you take sides, you are trying to eliminate half of reality, which is impossible. It is an illusion to think you can have right without left, up without down. In our process of growth and evolution, we must shatter the shell of our old understanding, as Khalil Gibran eloquently said centuries ago. This breaking of the shell is often perceived by the dominant masculine in our psyche as painful, but it doesn't have to be that way, right? And this understanding of the process of our evolution is crucial for healing and wholeness. So it's letting go of feeling like you have to be perfect or it has to be this way, because those are all shadow aspects, right? When we allow ourselves to shift out of that perceived notion that it has to look like this for it to happen, we open ourselves to the beauty of seeing both parts and therefore the whole as a perspective instead of just one side, right? So let's shift that old way of processing and realize that we all have room to grow. Be grateful for being able to see yourself in these less than perfect moments and acknowledge these places within yourself as places where the light must shine. Do not be afraid of the light illuminating the darkness. Okay, there's been like cosmic war going on, and us light beings are literally going into battle, and through hugging the shadows and the darkness and the demons, the entities, all of it, we're receiving their thanks as they're being transmuted into light. Because that's really all that it is a shadow is just light energy that has yet to be transmuted. So it's all about the balance, right? So we can no longer allow aspects of ourselves to live in the shadows. For in order to be whole, we need to embrace ourselves in all of our totality. We must love those unloved parts that have been kept in the darkness. It is the only way to move forward with gentleness. We may identify ourselves with a certain gender, but inside we all have both masculine and feminine energies. The masculine energy, the Shiva, deals with logic, structure, planning, where the feminine energy deals with emotions, intuition, dreams, and creativity. When these energies are not in balance, it results in that inner turmoil that we always want to resolve. So let's sink in and connect deeper as we open the door to embracing and healing our shadow parts, to love them as much as our light parts. So I actually found something too that I need to, because we got full moon coming, right, on Wednesday. So that's Wednesday. Oh my God. My days are like, what the? So I found this here was the first ever pendulum that I had ever chose me. And it's been interesting because whenever I do like a healing session or a treatment, I always use my pendulums to open and close, right? Just to have that visual for my own self that, the energy is moving. And even when I'm like closing, it's not even like I close you, it's I spiral you close so that the energy can still flow, but then you're not completely open to like absolutely everything, because that can be a little overwhelming, especially if you're not used to it. So balance, right? So it's interesting because as I was connecting music for today and plugging everything in, my shadow box, oddly enough, actually fell to the floor. And so I opened it, and inside I'd put some crystals to shift and my pendulum and my own little note. So if you feel called to write down something that you are wanting to release, feel free, and we're gonna burn it. I'm gonna burn it myself anyways. So creating the sacred safe space for myself, and it's really interesting to like, I'm actually at a place where I can let this go. So I wrote this almost 2 years ago when I was living in my other apartment. Actually, no, I think I wrote this over 2 years ago when I was living with my bestie. So right after I had ended a toxic relationship with my high school sweetheart, we'd reconnected after 15 years. It was like a whole lot of shit and like full circle like crap coming back. But it was an amazing experience to be able to go through it. And I mean, I wish him well. I hope he's fabulous and he's doing whatever he's doing. And I'm over here doing me, right? And so it's not apologizing. But for myself, I release my fears of being unworthy or unlovable. And for anybody who knows me, the amount of like people that tell me like, oh my God, you're so amazing, and like blah, 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 this and that, like those like compliments and everything. And it used to be so hard for me to actually accept that and like feel worthy of receiving that. And I mean, I still get a little bit of the like, whoa, right? But it's way better because I've learned to love myself, even for the moments where if you load my dishwasher the wrong way, I'm going to go in behind you and I'm going to redo it. Or, if you cuddle me while I'm sleeping, I'm going to fucking kick you because, like, get off of me. Or, the parts of me where I can get tunnel vision when I'm, like, deep into something and I'm creating something and I, forget to pay mind to my outside world because it does happen, right? But at the end of the day, I am worthy and I am lovable because I am the light and so are you. So we are going to burn this. And I've got my trusty little, actually no, I lit a candle. So I have a burn bowl that I actually use that I got from Homegrown Aromatherapy here in Calgary, Alberta. She is a beautiful, wonderful woman that has helped me with many, many, many things over the years. And so I release and I cleanse so that I may create space to embody my divine masculine. And then whenever you're ready, get yourself comfortable because we are going to go on a journey into the cave of our womb space as soon as I can get my sage out of the bundle. So we're just gonna light. So sage is really great because it releases and neutralizes both negative and positive aspects. It actually brings it back to a 0-point frequency. So it neutralizes right? Whereas like Palo Santo, for example, will remove the negative while maintaining all of that positive. So we're gonna go under our feet to ground down into our roots, up all of our stuff. Okay. And let us begin. Spirit, I ask that you open the container of healing as we take this journey into our pelvic bowl and womb space. We begin by getting comfortable, either sitting or laying down. Breathing in, deep in through our bellies. Breathing in our light force energy. And releasing our blocks and resistance to the transmutation that is taking place. Breathing in our light, our love, our peace, our harmony, and our joy. Breathing out our sadness and our pain, our fears, our doubts, our unworthiness. Breathing in the golden light as we wash that radiance throughout our being. Tuning in to our chakra energy centers within our body. Placing our crown atop our head. We spin that chakra open to receive the golden light frequency washing down from the cosmos, radiating and overflowing that crown with downloads and activations, light codes of our divine masculine. And as we wash down into our third eye, we clear away the fog and the resistance to see through the illusions and the veil. Seeing our truth, our light, and moving down into our throat, clearing away the blocks and resistance so that we raise the vibration of what we are speaking. Coming from a place of authenticity and integrity. We speak our truth, for we feel safe and heard. Washing down into our higher heart, in turn activating and spinning open our heart to the unconditional love that pours out. Feeding into that golden light as it washes and radiates throughout our being. Moving down into our plexus, our powerhouse, our spirit center. Through all time, space, dimensions, and realities, calling our power back to us now in this moment. Feeling that power activate and radiate as we shift our vibrational frequency and move that radiancy down into our sacral, our pelvic bowl, our womb space, where we are met with a beautiful stone altar. A crystalline bowl sitting atop it. As our shadow masculine stands to the left. And we feel the embodiment and light of our divine masculine to the right. Mirrored aspects. The light and the dark. The shadows and the spirit, the yin yang, and we look to our shadow self and we ask, what do you feel that you need to be loved and accepted for all that you are? So that we may transmute and embody the divinity essence that is truly us. For I am you, and you are me. Even in those aspects of feeling unworthy and unloved, you are loved. You are accepted. You are radiant. Taking as much time as you need. And whenever you're ready, stepping into your shadow masculine to embody and pull that in, accepting and loving and celebrating, so that you within your shadow may turn to the divine masculine standing before you, radiating the light, the divinity, the support. And you open yourself up to the guidance and the messages from your divine. Taking as much time as you need in this space, feeling that radiancy of our divine masculine, and whenever you're ready, stepping into the divine masculine as he is embodied within you, calling in the harmony and balance of both our shadow and divine. We place our hands atop the crystalline bowl, standing over the altar as we release and let go of the perfectionism, of the control, of the dominance, of the fear, of the doubts. Because in equal harmony, balance, we carry strength and unity and power and precision and light. And whenever you're ready, our divine masculine takes the beautiful sacred sword, pulling it out of his sheath, and we slam it down into the crystalline bowl. And we pull that energy into our pelvic bowl and womb space, as we fuse it with that golden light and unconditional love to wash and pour over into our root. And as the holy flame wraps itself around this energy, the golden cord comes out of our root as it moves down into the depths of the core of Mama Gaia. Coming into the crystalline core, we plug in, and Mama Gaia sucks, shoo, 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 shoo. Sucks that energy down into her core to be transmuted and blessed. Opening ourselves up to any messages and guidance from our galactic team. Taking as much time as you need in this space. And whenever you're ready, begin to pull that transmuted energy back up through your golden cord, up in through your toes and the soles of your feet, into your heels and your ankles, up your shins and your calves, into your knees. Taking a moment to honor those that came before us, the generations that have paved the way for us to be the generational chain breakers. As we move up into our thighs, our hamstrings, into our hips, fusing that energy into our root, up into our sacral, overflowing into our solar plexus, our abdomens, our low back, into our chest and our heart space, in through our shoulders and down our forearms, our elbows, our wrists, out our palms and our fingertips. through our higher heart into our throat, our jaw, our mouth, our cheeks, our ears, clearing away so that we may hear the guidance with clarity, into our nose so that we may use our senses, in through our eyes and our third eye, up, out our crown. We feel the connectedness as it radiates and washes with ease and fluidity. Feeling the harmonious balance of our masculine aspects, both shadow and divine. We feel the wholeness within ourselves so that we may move forward confidently, trusting in the plan, trusting in ourselves, and trusting in our path. Bringing our awareness back into the edges of our reality. We feel grounded and centered. Taking a stretch if you feel the call to stretch. And coming back into the eternal now, opening your eyes. Thank you, my beautiful souls, for your magic, for your light, for your willingness to go through this process, to heal your own masculine energy, and to recognize and understand that those shadows aren't there to cause you harm. They're meant to guide you to loving yourself for all that you are. Because you are worth it. You are divinely guided and divinely chosen to be here in this space. And that is exactly what Heartbreak Healer is all about. Feeling safe within our own heart space to feel heard and loved and accepted, to feel confident and comfortable within our voices in our relationships, no matter what relationship that is, to trust in those conversations and know that we will be received because we choose supportive people, because we support ourselves. So we do still have early bird pricing. It is regular $333. It is a 6-week journey. We meet bi-weekly. You get 3 playlists, 3 meditations, and 3 one-on-one coaching sessions with yours truly as we embark on the journey of being radiant and beautiful in all that you are. At early bird pricing, you save $111, so you can invest in your own divine heart for just $222. I love you all, and tomorrow we will be diving into our divine feminine. I thank you all so much. This is going to be up on YouTube so that you can rewatch it at any time that you wish. And thank you. I love you all. Have a fabulous day. Time for me to go play with some crystals. Mwah! Bye, guys.